Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start our program, so may we ask all of you to please settle down. So, good evening and welcome to the Dr. Jose Rizal Hall of the Philippine Consul General here in Calgary. I am Deputy Consul General Vic Dimagiba Jr. and I will be your host this evening for the opening of our Malaya art exhibition. Before we begin our proceedings, may we please ask all of us to rise. You are all rising for the Philippine National Anthem. Thank you. May now call on the Honorable Consul General Zalby B. Patron to deliver his welcome remarks. Consul General, please.
Thank you very much, Deputy Consul General Vic Dimagiba. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased to welcome you all today to the Dr. Jose Rizal Hall of the Philippine Consulate General in Calgary as we open our latest cultural diplomacy project, the month-long Malaya Art Exhibition this month of June. June holds a particular significance to us Filipinos, for it was on June 12, 1898, 125 years ago, that the Philippine independence was proclaimed in Kawit, Cavite. For Filipinos across Canada, June is also the Philippine Heritage Month, which celebrates our Filipino heritage and culture. As Alberta is home to an estimated 216,710 Filipinos and Filipino Canadians, the second largest Filipino community in all of Canada. It is only fitting that we celebrate the achievements of our homegrown Filipino artists in the province through this exhibit. Under our cultural diplomacy program, the Philippine Consulate General has been doing its share to promote Philippine heritage and culture and elevate the stature of our Filipino artists in Alberta and Saskatchewan. This is the second art exhibition that the Philippine Consulate General has organized. In September to October 2022, we featured two Filipino artists based in Regina, Saskatchewan during the Ala Ala art exhibit. This time, we are featuring 6 Calgary-based Filipino-Canadian artists and I thank them for partnering with us in putting up this exhibit. Through their diverse styles, their artworks convey what Malaya or freedom means for them. While the 6 artists will be introducing themselves personally shortly, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize them individually. Our first artist is Thea Galang, who is the youngest in the group. Her artworks show the skills and maturity that belie her youth. She uses acrylic oil and charcoal in her paintings and recycled materials for her sculptures. Then we have Miss Day Pajarillo. Day is a visual artist, fashion designer, art educator, and an advocate for the underrepresented artists. We also have Mr. Ryle Ramirez. Through Ryle's various works, he encourages the viewer to engage in introspection while admiring the complex nature of his compositions. Then we have Mr. Alan Rosales. Alan, along with siblings Bon Zuniga and Gladzy Kei Zuniga, is part of the FillipinX Collective. The 3 of them have done murals in Calgary, showcasing our rich Filipino culture. Then we have Ms. Audere Santos. Audere primarily works with pen and ink. Her artworks show her dedication to painstaking details. Last but not the least, we have Ms. Gladzy Kei Zuniga. Gladzy is an advocate of women empowerment and the greater representation of minorities, especially the Filipinos. To all our 6 featured artists, we are proud of your artworks and your passion to promote Filipino arts, culture, and heritage. To the members of our Filipino community and our Canadian friends, we invite all of you to visit the Malaya Art Exhibition here at the Philippine Consulate General this whole month of June and celebrate with us our Philippine Heritage Month and Philippine Independence Day. Finally, I would like to invite all of you to also join us. Weather permitting, we will have the celebration of our 125th Philippine Independence Day at the Dr. Audere Santos Monument in Nose Creek Regional Park on June 11, Sunday. We will start with the Mass from 1 o'clock to 2 p.m. at St. Paul's Catholic Church, which is just across the Rizal Monument. Then from 3 p.m. onwards, we will have our formal program at the monument featuring remarks of our guests and also cultural presentations, Filipino games. We will have non-profit organizations putting up booths to promote and inform our Filipino community about the social services that they are offering for the members of our community. The Dr. Audere Santos Monument is a project initiated and led by the Philippine Consulate General and undertaken in partnership with the Airdrie City Council, the Filipino Airdrie Association, the Rizal Monument Project Team, the 46 major sponsors, and the 201 brick donors. It is the only monument of the Philippines in Alberta and the only monument of the Philippine national hero. For that distinction, it has been recognized by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines as a Philippine historical site. So we hope to see all of you. Please bring your food, your drinks, because it will be a community picnic as you watch the cultural program and the Filipino games that day. And please do help us in praying that we will have a good weather on June 11. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Thank you very much, Consul General Patron, for your warm message and, of course, our invitation to our community. Now, of course, before we move forward, let us take this opportunity to introduce the very artists whose works are here this afternoon. And I will call them individually to come up here in front to introduce themselves and say a few words. First, I would like to call our youngest, Miss Thea Galang. Miss Thea, please.
Hello. Hello. Thank you very much for inviting me out here in this exhibition today. I just have a few words to say about our youth artists in Calgary, especially those who, in the past have to choose between their own heritage or being Canadian. I say don't choose, embrace both identities, and especially as an artist for myself, I've learned to embrace both identities in my art and have always found home in each one. Is that good? Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Thea. And now, I will call to the front the self-described grandmother of the group, Miss Pajarillo.
Hi, my name is Pajarillo. I'm grandmother of everybody. I finished my fine arts degree in University of Santo Tomas in Manila, and I've been here in Calgary for 15 years now. And I used to work at Importance, and that was kind of like but now that I got my permanent residency and citizenship afterwards, I took a leap of faith and what do you call this? Become a creative artist full time. And yeah, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. And of course, may I call to the front, Mr. Ryle Ramirez. All the way in the back.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you, Mr. Consul General. Thank you so much for inviting us and having this opportunity to showcase our art. And to Mr. Deputy Vic Dimagua, thank you, sir. And to my fellow artists in the room, we made it. I have a small speech prepared. I hope you stay with me. All this, okay? So Malaya, to become an artist, one must not only possess talent, but also have a deep understanding of the essence of freedom. Artists, as free thinkers, have the unique ability to challenge societal norms and inspire change. We must prioritize educating people about the concept of freedom in its entirety. This includes understanding both freedom from external constraints and the freedom to pursue our own passions and interests. By fostering a deep appreciation for these principles, we can empower individuals to break free from the shackles of herd mentality and encourage them to think critically about the world around them. The essence of freedom is paramount to the development of an artist and the society as a whole. By promoting critical thinking, embracing individualism, and celebrating the values underpin our freedom, we can pave the way for a more enlightened and creative future. Together, let us strive to uphold these ideals and inspire the next generations of artists, thinkers, and change makers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ryle. May I now call on Mr. Alan Rosales, representing the FillipinX Collective.
Hello. Just want to say thank you for everyone coming today and celebrating all this beautiful artwork. My name is Alan Rosales, and I'm representing the FillipinX Kasaganaan Artist Collectivve. So that's myself, Audere Zuniga, and Gladzy Kei, who's also in the back. We came together about 3 years ago. I met Gladzy's and Juan's mom at a community event, and she said to me, "Hey, my kids are artists. You're an artist too, right? You should work together." And so this was before COVID, and we started talking over Zoom, and then we just got together and started writing grants. And so we started getting grants from the city of Calgary. We got grants from the Bump Mural Festival, as well as Calgary Arts Development. And we had the pleasure of putting together the first Filipino murals of our culture in Calgary. So you can see our prints there and our artwork on the walls in close to Hotel Arts in Kensington and Crescent Heights. And it's wonderful to celebrate our culture, where we come from, our diversity, and all the stories that we have to tell. And lastly, this is just the beginning, so looking forward to the future. Thank you.
Thank you for that very nice remarks. Now, I'd like to introduce our next artist, Miss Audere Santos. Audrey, please.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming tonight, and I'd like to thank the Consul General Zaldi for organizing this wonderful event and for giving us an opportunity to showcase our art, especially for someone like me who does this on the side. I do have a day job, but I would like to pursue art more in the future. So I am a self-taught artist, and I primarily work with pen and ink. I use the stippling technique, so I use thousands and thousands of dots to create an image, and it takes a very long time because I like working in large pieces and capturing as much details as I can, and light and shadow really inspire me. I like capturing the subtle changes in light and shadow and sort of capturing that on paper. So the images that I selected were kind of like images that were conjured up from my childhood growing up in Philippines. So I remember when I was young, we used to, after a heavy downpour, we would like make paper boats and let flood carry it wherever. And so like things like that are such a strong memory for me. And a couple of people already came up to me and say, hey, they immediately recognized that experience growing up in the Philippines. And so that's why I like art. It kind of connects people that way. Although I know that it's not, making paper boat is not uniquely Filipino. A lot of anybody can relate to that. I think it speaks more to a generation to people who grew up in the 80s and 90s, who find joy in making playthings out of things they find or make themselves. I don't know if that's still true today. But yeah, so that's kind of a summary of the pieces that I brought today. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. Yes, there are some here who do indeed remember those days of paper votes. And now, last but not the least, I call on Ms. Gladzy Kei Zuniga to the front.
Hello po. I have my cheat sheet. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the show. It means so much to us, especially the Filipino artists in the community. It's so great. I didn't think there'd be this much people, so thank you for having us. Brief introduction. My name is Gladzy Kei, not Gladys, it's Gladzy. And I'm a Filipino-Canadian contemporary, muralist, and illustrator. And I primarily use digital art. That's why the stuff that you would see over here are prints of images that I've drawn using Photoshop. And I was born and raised in the Philippines. I moved here when I was 18. I also went to University of Santo Tomas, but I didn't finish college because I went here. And I finished school at Alberta College of Art and Design. And ever since then, growing up, I really wanted to become an artist. And so it's such a pleasure to be finally living the dream and having the support of people like you and the consulate for us to keep doing art. And the theme of my work represents women empowerment, and that includes cosplay and also just the images that I've drawn. I also love amplifying Filipino stories, particularly the nostalgia like Kamayan and also the stuff that we used to play as kids, like 1020 and all that. I also love using contemporary colors and vibrant and youthful tones. I usually use whimsical shapes for doing the line work, and I like the clean, final modern look. And I'm also one of the artists for the FillipinX Kasaganaan Artist Collectivve, and the murals that we have, you can see it. The Tinically one is around 12th Avenue in downtown. The Women Empowerment one is in Kensington. The Youth Empowerment one is in Crescent Heights. And I also recently finished a Jersey barrier, the roadblocks, which is a bunch of giant cats. So I love cats. They make me happy. And, it just also reminded me of home because there's a lot of stray cats in the Philippines. So I was like, wouldn't it be cool to draw giant cats in the city? And then I did. And that is it. And also, some of my clients, if you'd like to see more private murals, it'll be Fuji Ramen and Sushi. If you guys love sushi, please check them out. They're in the South. They're one of my first restaurant clients, and then it kind of grew from there. And then I started painting for Chopsticks as well. Chopsticks Filipino Restaurant is one of the murals that I painted back in the pandemic, I also did the mural for Chatime Margalut. You can check them out in their window murals. Also, Redbox Gourmet, as I mentioned, a lot of these businesses are actually Filipino owned, so which is super amazing that we're all kind of working together to create cool stuff in the city. And I also did some murals for some offices, like my physiotherapist asked me to paint a mural on their wall. So it's pretty amazing, and I'm so grateful to be able to do this full time. So thank you, everybody, and I hope that for future artists, I'm also an advocate for younger artists that you can pursue art full time. You just need to trust in yourself and have passion for art. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gladzy. And now, we of course like to thank of all the artists for all their passionate words. I hope you were able to digest everything they said. And if you were not, I would point you to all the artworks on top of their paintings. You will see a QR code with their beautiful faces and a description. And if you want to contact them later, or if you're too shy to talk to them, you can just scan the QR code and find out more and how to reach them. So now, before we end the program, may I call on the Consul General and of course our artists to the front for the ceremonial ribbon cutting of the exhibition.
Thank you. Sit na kami. Sakay. Hindi. Diyan ka na. Nakatrating ko ito, pare. Naka-high speed ako. Yan, sakto.
1, 2, 3. Congratulations. And now the exhibition is open. Picture taking first.
Hindi mo nirata. Ito pa rin. Okay. Yes, good, good. Okay, I'm ready.
Ready?
Ready. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. With that, we conclude the formal part of our program.
Pag sinilagay mo sa ano, naka-spin ba ako? Naka-spin ako eh.
Good evening and mabuhay television. For our guests, there are some snacks in the back, courtesy of Barrio Fiesta and Rise and Shine. Please help yourselves.
Thousands of Dutch pedaling.
Diba?
Oo. Yung anak ko, ganyan din. Isang anak ko namin, nagagit.
Hindi, pero hindi siya charcoal, ano?
Hirap. Mahirap. This is
Yes, there's good I hope I'm one of them.
Thank you, Paul. That was a good turnout.